show of hand. As we get the hands coming up, allow me especially recognize our delegates from Madagascar. Madagascar, are you here? Yes. Please stand up for recognition. Let's give him a round of applause, Madagascar. It's one country I'm recognizing especially because we had missed it out on our initial list. And my brother, apologies for that mishap, but it's good to have you here. And in any case, I don't know, you take the opportunity to give us a recap of, the highlights from this conference. I'll give you that opportunity to do that now. Please pass him the mic.
Thank you very much. I can say that the conference was very nice. Considering different exchange of innovation that were developed in different countries, different presentations have highlighted different innovations in terms of breeding, agronomy, disease control, nutrition, even socioeconomics, how this research can improve the economy and the social of different families in different countries. This is really very important. This kind of session, this kind of conference where different scientists from different countries are meeting together, discussing science, technologies, research, and how that research can improve livelihoods of the population around the world. It was really very important. Secondly, we visualize the research achievement here in Uganda, where different varieties of sweet potato were developed, and the progress in transformation process, how the value addition can be carried out to increase the value of the yield. This is really very important also. It has been visualized during our visits, field visits. Those are the main I want to highlight on my observation. Thank you very much.
Very good. Let's give Madagascar a round of applause. Thank you for coming, and very good lessons there. Any other country with a reflection? Yes. Pass the mic over there. Again, the name and country represented. Oh, yeah.
My name is David Kohlberg. We have some land in Bugwere County that we are working with, and from yesterday, my reflection is the importance of song and dance in promoting practical sweet potato love.
Oh yes, song and dance in promoting practical sweet potato love. Oh yes, we enjoyed the cultural performance, ladies and gentlemen. And in communication, especially development communication, using such kits is a very important part of it. And you raise a very key point. I think that is a takeaway for the communications team to ensure that, yes, we have activities around that area. Thank you so much for your contribution. Any other country? A last one? Any other country? We have heard from Madagascar. May we hear from West Africa? Some representatives from West Africa? Nigeria, okay. And they are going to be our host for the next APA. So we look forward to coming over there.
Thank you so much. I'm particularly thrilled by the minister's address on focusing on addressing post-harvest losses and also on value addition, and which will also help in minimizing losses and also increasing the income of the farmers. That particular speech by the minister was intriguing to me because he gave credence that government is actually backing the research work we're doing, that government is interested in the work we carry on, and the promises that he's also going to continue to support is a lot of inspiration. And that is also because I was thrilled because one of our politicians was also here to hear all those comments from the government of Uganda. And after the whole thing, I think that was his own buying into this program and saying, okay, when you come to Nigeria, we're also going to do likewise. The communication, the ambient environment was excellent, you know, very conducive environment. Each time I walk in here, I feel very, very happy and excited. Good work. The local organizing committee did an amazing work. And thank you for all the new friends I have made. I'm going home with my beautiful Ugandan coffee and tea. I love that a lot. Thank you, Sarah, for that.
Very good. A round of applause to Nigeria.
So welcome to Nigeria in 3 years' time.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. We're already booking our tickets bound for Nigeria. Thank you so much for that reflection. Is there any other reflection from Northern Africa? Yes? Okay. Please pass the mic in front here. Yes.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Morning.
I'm not from North Africa, but I'm from Uganda.
Okay.
My name is Kiptala Moses. I'm a potato farmer from the Elgon region. I was so impressed for the APA conference because this is here that we have converged everybody, the researchers, policymakers, processors, development partners, and this was a big missing gap. Because when we come on the table and we see why are we not progressing, and we reason in scientific way, I think it is a good impression and it will take us how you have learned a lot, more especially from other different African countries, more especially when we heard from Nigeria that they are also growing potato. We really enjoy potato, but still we need to discuss and see how we can develop and have quality seed among us, the people. Otherwise, thank you. The conference was okay, and I hope we shall continue to have networks.
Very good. You represent a very key voice here. And before you hand over the microphone, the farmers are critical to all the discussions we have had. What do you think is the future for the farmers out of all the discussions we have had here?
I think the future of the farmers is bright because we have been moving in isolation as farmers, but now that we have the researchers, we have the scientists, I think we are going to move ahead, more especially on the potato.
Okay.
We can now supply potato to processors. I've seen many people are really coming up on the issue of value addition. And it is out of value addition that we can have money. So I see a bright future of our farmers.
Okay. You mentioned that you're a farmer. Please tell us more a bit of what do you do exactly in your farming?
Well, I am a farmer, and in farming, I am a potato seed multiplier. What do? We have had greenhouses, we have diffuse-light stores, we have the ambient stores where we can store potato for a number of months. When the prices are low, we store the potato so that after a few months, when the prices go high, we try to sell. So we do production, we do aggregation with our cooperatives, then we sell as a group to processors. That's what we basically do.
Okay. Let's give the farm a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much and for coming and representing the farmers at this very important forum. Ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, allow me invite our guests to take the front seats. I'd like to start by inviting Dr. Sadiq Kasim to come and take up a seat here. I'll also invite Dr. Sylvester Dixon Baguma, the Executive Director at Sareka, to come and take up a seat here. And may I invite our two children also who are going to perform for us to come and take up 2 seats here because they are up next. May I invite the country rep Kopia to come and take up a seat here? Country rep Kopia. May I also invite the SIP country rep to come and take up a seat? The SIP country rep, please come and take up a seat. Very good. Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, up next we have a delightful interlude, and they are small in size, but big in voice and vision. Please put your hands together for our young ambassadors presenting the potato and sweet potato dialogue. They will start by telling us the name and the school where they come from. May I invite you, please? May I have a second microphone?
Hello, I am Sebala Mugabi, and I am from Hillside Primary School, Nalia, and I am in Primary 6.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zoya Karaba from Hillside Primary School, Nalia, in Primary 6.
Please go ahead.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Zoya from a village where sweet potatoes grow like sunshine.
And I am Gabi from a town where Irish potatoes fill our plates and pockets too.
Today, we're here to talk about two super crops that are changing Africa's story.
Potato and sweet potato. These are not just crops. They are champions in the fight against hunger.
They grow fast, feed many, and survive tough conditions. That's why they are the future of food security in Africa.
In Uganda, we don't just grow these crops. We are adding value, turning potatoes into crisps, chips, and even frozen packs for export.
And we bake sweet potato bread, cakes, and even make nutritious porridge for babies using sweet potato flour.
That is value addition, and it creates jobs, increases income, and reduces food waste.
We thank the government of Uganda, especially His Excellency, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for his wisdom and consistent support to local scientists.
Thanks to his leadership, Uganda is reaping big from science-led solutions to national challenges, including in agriculture.
We also thank our partners like USAID, the Gates Foundation, and UNEPO for standing with Uganda's farmers, scientists, and rural communities.
Because of this support, our farmers now grow improved potato and sweet potato varieties like the famous narrow spot 1 to 5.
And with orange flesh sweet potatoes, we are fighting hidden hunger by giving children vitamin A in every bite.
Potatoes and sweet potatoes are feeding families today, but with more investment, they will feed Africa tomorrow.
We need to invest more in research, irrigation, seed systems, and farmer training.
Because with climate change and a growing population, these crops are our safest bet for food and nutrition security.
They're climate smart, nutritious, and profitable. What more could Africa ask for?
So let's support our farmers, let's invest in innovation, let's build markets and factories.
Let's make potato and sweet potato the backbone of Africa's food system.
The future is here. The future is now. The future is potato and sweet potato.
For a food secure, prosperous, and healthy Africa.
For jobs, for nutrition, for tomorrow's children. Thank you. Let's grow together.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you so much. I thought they deserved a thunderous round of applause, really. Another one. They weren't here for the conference, but they have summarized it, and we can go home and say our job is done and dusted. Isn't it so? Let's give it up to them once again. Okay, you can go and take your seats. Oh, we leave them here. We give them the privilege. Okay, thank you so much for doing a very good job. You're at the high table now. I wish I was you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to our next schedule. And allow me invite our next presenter now. We are moving into the speeches. And I would like to invite the country representative Kopia to come and deliver remarks at disclosure and also mark of the International Day of Potato. A round of applause.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm happy to see you all here once again. It's been a very impactful last 4 days. My remarks are going to be very short. Yeah, I just hope that we'll continue working hand in hand, yes, with everything that has been said within this conference in the past few days. I pray that we take it into consideration, whatever has been said. Yes, so on behalf of COPIA, I would like to thank you again for coming, and thanks to the organizers of this conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those remarks. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we need to give COPIA a round of applause because they have been supporting us strongly in the organization of this conference. We'd like to thank you that your support has been critical in achieving this serious and most important convergence. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me invite our next presenter, who is the country rep for, allow me invite the Executive Director, ASARECA, Dr. Dickson Baguma, to come and speak to us.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is quite humbling that after 4 days, and this is the 5th day, we are coming to a close. It has been a very important conference, and on behalf of the partners, World Food Program, FAO, and other partners, we as ASARECA, we are happy to be associated with the African Potato Association. We make a quarter of the country as ASARECA. The other sister association is CORAF in West Africa, and then NASARO in North Africa, and we have CADESA in South Africa. So if we got all of these, then we would make a whole country, a whole continent. And under or above us, we have a FARA, the Forum for Agricultural Research in Africa, where we all subscribe. And I'm glad to see the whole of Africa here. As ASARECA, our mandate is really to bring resources together, to mobilize the resources. And the first resource is a human resource, which is a very critical resource. Without that human resource, then all the other resources are hopeless. But with a good quality human resource, then the other resources are possible to be mobilized and put to better use. The last 4 days we have heard, we have participated and engaged in very, very useful and important discussions, ranging from technical disciplines, giving us breakthroughs in what they've been doing in the various research and development agenda, looking at breeding pipelines, managing pests and diseases, moving on to adding value up to the table. And our children have summarized this conference very, very, very well. Value addition is very critical. And that's what acts as a pull. We cannot start saying we are overproducing. No, because we have value addition. We've tested the different products out there. On the first day, I bought almost all the bread, but at least I decided to take the 4 types. There was the coconut flavored one, chocolate flavored, there was the brown bread, and the normal bread from potato, sweet potato. I said, let me take them and go and see what they taste like. Oh, we enjoyed them. The chocolate bread, 2 kids decided to finish it by themselves when I was here. When I went back in the evening, it was gone. I said, oh, where is the chocolate flavored? Aha, those little ones took it. I said, wow, that means the products are very good. These are the crops of the future, in fact, of the now, but with great potential to bring about changes in our socio-economic development, in all aspects. In fact, tell you a little bit of a small story. Not many decades ago, so many decades, but not many decades ago, I knew we had Irish potato and sweet potato. So one time I was in Ireland and I talked about, I will have Irish potatoes. They said, what do you mean? What are those? I said, those ones are Irish potato. They said, no, they are called a potato. But I want to imagine that all of you know the history of Irish potato. But they helped Irish people from famine. And so that's why we're calling them Irish potatoes. But we call them potatoes anyway because they can help any other kind of humanity on earth. I don't want to go on and on and on, but I want to say that we are very, very pleased with what we've heard as partners. And we look at the future with hope because we have every aspect taken care of. The breeders are there, the entomologists are there. In other words, the scientists are there. There's science to back what we are doing. The farmers are there who do the production. The policymakers are there to help us make good policies. The banks, the different institutions to help farmers access credit so that they can add value to what they are producing. Our leaders in research are there to help us develop good research and development agenda. And we at the Sareka, we are there to make sure that the technologies and innovations that have been generated can reach almost everyone in the 15 countries where we belong. Today is the World Potato Day. What a good coincidence. The organizers, we applaud you for that. That you organized this to coincide with the World Potato Day. So which means today we're not going to eat anything else but potato. Potato or sweet potato, as long as it is potato. You can have it as wine before you have your big meal. But I think also we're going to come up with a technology or innovation to making meat-looking kind of value-added product from potato, especially the purple potato. That's the challenge now I'm posing to value addition people. Can we come up with something like that? If we can do that from soybean, why not from sweet potato? That would be our meat. Then we eat potato itself, we take our wine, and we end up with some good bread. All right? So, without much ado, I really want to thank you so very much. And we look forward to even better organization, better presentation, better progress in the next 3 years to come. When we come to Nigeria, I don't know where that will be, Abuja or wherever it will be, as long as it's Nigeria, that will be good for us. So I urge all of you to be around, do not leave us, and make sure you are in Nigeria come 3 years to come. For me, I'm going to be on this planet Earth. I have another 140 years to go because I've been telling my friends I'm going to die at 200 years. And now with these potato products, I think I might go beyond 200, 250. All right? That might sound a joke, but our ancestors used to live for very many years. In the Bible, if you read the Bible, 700 years, 600 years, 300 years. Now at 90, you think you have done a lot. Yeah. Anyways, leave that aside, back to the potato. Our research team in this country and other countries that have come here, you've done us very, very proud. The presentations you are making, I would say, wait a minute. We have all these technologies and innovation in Africa. What is stopping us from moving faster into the fast economy? What is stopping us? I think we need to get our acts together and our government, our policymakers, to make the environment plausible for our farmers to lead us, because they are the ones, when they produce, then we can add value. And industrial people, then we can be able to enjoy the benefits of research and development and move into the fast economy. There's nothing impossible where there's a will and the way is there. I want to thank you once again, and when you go back home, continue eating potato and sweet potato, especially mugoyo. Mugoyo is boiled potato, sweet potato in beans. You mash that very well, and so nice, very nice, especially if you leave it overnight. And in the morning, you may eat and eat and eat and eat until you have been told, please stop there. You're almost finishing it from the pot. You can't stop by yourself because it's so good. May the Lord bless you as you go back home, for God and my country.
Thank you so much, Dr. Waguma, for those remarks. Indeed, Asareka is a key partner that we work with in ensuring that we get the benefit out of potato and sweet potato, as well as other crops in the agriculture sector. He's gifting the children very well. Thank you. Let's give him a round of applause for that. We will emulate, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, since it's the International Day for Potato, allow me to give you another extra fact about sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are rich in vitamin A, vitamin C, fiber, and potassium. This means they are very, very critical crops or food items for children, like these we have here, and also pregnant mothers. These are nutrients that those mothers need and the children need for their proper growth. So indeed, sweet potatoes are critical crops in our diversity. Up next, allow me invite the country representative for the International Center of Potato, whose work indeed underpins much of the science behind our orange-fleshed sweet potato and other crops. You're most welcome, sir. Thank you. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes in.
Thank you very much, Frank. So it is the International Potato Center. It is not the International Center for Potato, and we have that a lot. And it's acronym that's CIP, Centro International de la Papa, because our headquarters is based in South America, so that's the Spanish aspect. So thank you very much for the invitation for the International Potato Center to come here and make some remarks, especially on the important day of the International Day of the Potato. This is the second edition. So it is an honor to address you as we celebrate this second edition of the International Day of the Potato, a day dedicated to recognizing the profound impact of potato on food security, nutrition, and livelihoods worldwide. The potato is a crop of immense significance globally. Today, we are not just celebrating a staple food, okay, but a vital resource that has transformed agriculture and economics across continents. In Uganda and Africa, the potato plays a crucial role in the lives of many, serving as a staple food and a significant source of income for smallholder farmers. In Uganda, the potato is predominantly grown in the highland regions where some of our colleagues are still there. I hope they will be able to make it back here safely, where it thrives in the cold climate. It provides an essential source of nutrition, rich in carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals, thus contributing significantly to the diet of many Ugandans. For farmers, the potato is more than just a crop. It is a lifeline that sustains their families and communities, offering opportunities for income generation and economic stability. With its diverse agroecological zones, Africa holds enormous potential for expanding potato cultivation. The continent's smallholder farmers are the backbone of this potential. We can enhance food security, reduce poverty, and drive sustainable development by supporting these farmers with improved seed varieties, modern agricultural practices, and robust market access. The potato's adaptability to different environments makes it an ideal crop for addressing the challenges of climate and increasing food demands. Globally, the potato ranks as the third most important crop after rice and wheat, consumed by over 1 billion people daily. Its versatility and nutritional value make it indispensable in the fight against hunger and malnutrition. The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations recognized this by establishing May 30th as the International Day of the Potato, acknowledging the crop's critical role in achieving global food security and sustainable agricultural practices. Today, as we celebrate this day, we recognize the tireless effort of our farmers, researchers, and policymakers who work relentlessly to improve potato cultivation and utilization. We must continue to invest in research and development, focusing on high-yield, disease-resistant potato varieties and sustainable farming practices. Such investment will boost production and ensure that the benefits of potato farming reach the most vulnerable populations. In Uganda, organizations like the International Potato Center have been pivotal in promoting potato research and development. Our work in improving potato varieties and providing training and support to farmers has significantly contributed to the growth of the potato sector in Uganda and across Africa. We would like to thank the following partners for making the work of SIP on potato in Uganda a success: MAIF, FAO, ASARECA, IFDC, NARO, farmer organizations, the private sector, such as the seed, tuber, and input dealers, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, GIZ, FCDO, USAID, Makerere University, Potato Traders, Mercy Corps, the World Food Program, Lutheran World Federation, and so many of us. As we move forward, let us strengthen our partnerships and collaborations, both locally and internationally. By working together, we can enhance the potato value chain from seed production to market access, ensuring every farmer and consumer benefits from this remarkable crop. The International Day of the Potato is not just a celebration, but a call to action. Let us renew our commitment to supporting potato farmers, advancing agricultural research, and promoting policies that enhance food security and economic development. Together, we can harness the potato's full potential to create a better, more sustainable future for all. Thank you, and have a very happy International Day of the Potato.
Thank you so much for those remarks and indeed the reassurance that you give us. We appreciate you as a key partner in the work that we do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now my singular honor to invite the representative of our guest of honor, Dr. Sadiq Kasim, who is the Director General in charge of Agricultural Technology Promotion at Uganda's National Agricultural Research Organization, to come and deliver his remarks, being two-pronged, one to close the conference officially, but also speak to the International Day of Potato. Let's give him a round of applause.
The country representative for SWIP, the director, the executive director, Sareka, the country representative, Kopia, my young chief guests who are with us here, all the dignitaries that are in this room, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on behalf of the chief guest of the day, who is supposed to be the Right Honorable Prime Minister of the country, who has not been able to be with us here. Is on official duty in the other part of the country. I'm here to begin with to thank you so much for enduring for the entire week, discussing issues relating to potato and sweet potato. And I am very happy that my colleagues summarized very well what actually transpired. I will have a little time to communicate the communication that has arisen from this the conference over the few days. But before I do that, I want to further reiterate the importance of potato globally and in Uganda. Globally, you know, the population has been growing. It is being projected to reach 9 billion people by 2050. We are now about 8 billion people. In Uganda, we are now 45.9, or say roughly 46 million people. And we are projected to be over 50 million people in the next few years. First, this population growth came with opportunities, but also with its own challenges of feeding it. The opportunities for us as a country is that we have young and energetic people who can drive us, very brilliant like these young people, who will be able to drive us. But it also comes as a challenge is that as the population grows, there's always pressure on the land. As the population grows, amidst a climate change as of now, managing a high population in the advent of climate change becomes a challenge. So it requires that effort, like what my colleagues have emphasized. Now, why particularly the 5 days it has been emphasized that African Union, our economic blocs, and organizations like Kasareka are to prioritize the potato and sweet potato is because of the ability that we can produce reasonable volume per unit area. The yield, the amount of food, both in terms of fresh and dry matter content that we can produce per unit land area, arising from root crops collectively. When I add the cassava and yams to the sweet potato, the potato and bananas together, that ability to produce the amount of food per unit area is higher. And thus, these commodities are projected to be the hope of the world in the future in terms of food, nutrition, incomes, even industrial growth and economic development in general because of that ability. I'm very happy research has moved very far in harnessing not only the volumes, but the nutrition content through biofortification. Research has gone far in making sure that these commodities, their shelf lives can be improved, their processing ability can be enhanced, and now they process better. So in that regard, these provide one of the huge hopes for the world, for the continent, and for Uganda in particular. We want to reiterate our collective commitment to agricultural transformation, technology development, and inclusive value chain development, targeting this very commodity. I was very happy with the number of African countries that have been gathered here and be able to discuss the important matters regarding the potato. I want to specifically summarize the key points from the communique, which say we call upon the African Union, the regional blocs on the continent, development partners, and national governments to, one, prioritize potato and sweet potato as strategic commodities for food, nutrition, and income security, industrialization, and economic development. Two, strengthen regional platforms for coordination and knowledge sharing. Three, increase investments in infrastructure, human capacity, and inclusive development of the potato and sweet potato value chains. Four, harmonize enabling policies to accelerate research, technology transfer, and trade. I will want to pause here a bit. Today, for our guests who have come and who will be leaving the airport, sometimes we find a good number of young Ugandans leaving the country to look for jobs in the other parts of the world, especially in the West. And it is what I have always called that spirit, that feeling of joblessness. That feeling of joblessness. Why I call it as feeling of joblessness is because there are too many jobs. There are too many jobs in Africa, there are too many jobs in Uganda. There are too many jobs along the commodity value chains that we are discussing about. There are so many of them. But there is that feeling of joblessness among our youth. And I've always appealed to you, to all the people that I interact with. All we need is to work on the attitude of our young people. The attitude of young people. What is the job? What is employment? We should look at it in something that can put money in your pocket, something that can bring food on the table. Actually, we were misled when we were young. Because we are misled, we are being told that there are jobs classified as white-collar job, a job that you do not sweat. Your collar remains white. And this has misled many people actually into corruption. All the jobs, whether mentioned in the Bible, whether mentioned in the Quran, whether mentioned in whichever form, you should sweat a bit. And when you sweat a bit, it also gives you good health, by the way. It gives you good health. When you sweat a bit, you do some work, and you generate the income, you generate the food, you improve your livelihood. So when I look at that, away from those definitions of jobs. There are too many jobs. We don't need to feel joblessness and migrate from land of resources to lands of scarcity. Now, five, we need to promote digital innovations that enhance certification, traceability, and access to markets. And this arose from the 5 days that we're here. They need to certify our seed. They need to certify our products that are numerous along the two value chains. And then also the ability to trace them. When we're able to trace them, we increase their integrity, their trust, and their uptake. And of course, the access to the market. One of the things I wanted to say, which arose from this room, is that market is readily available for our potato and sweet potato products. There are processing industries on the continent, including Uganda, that are already waiting for the raw material to process. And this promises a lot of market for this commodity that we can harness. 6, we need to develop and fund regional R&D strategy focused on the potato and the sweet potato. We need a strategy for the region, and I hear up promises from Asareka as one of the players in the region, SIP, that we could be able to have a focused investment, a focused support, a focused strategy for research and development. Now, partners have always invested and put some resource in some key research aspects. The development aspects have always been left behind. I'm not saying this because I'm a Deputy Director General in charge of technology promotion or development. But what I want to say is that my colleague said the other day, when we generate technologies, when we generate solutions, if they have not gone to the people who use them, we have done nothing. That's what he said, we have done nothing. The development part of research requires a lot of investment because handling the entire value chain, handling the production, enhancing the ability of the farmer to harness the benefits from the technology requires some reasonable investment. And I appeal to the stakeholders in the continent, the leadership in the continent, to see to it that farmers, the communities, benefit from the genetic gain that researchers have put. It was emphasized in this room and say interventions in irrigation should be able to bring out the potential of the technologies. And so that kind of investment we need to look at. 7, support innovation ecosystems that encourage private sector engagement. Now, in Inaro, where I come from, we have been encouraging 2 technology uptake routes. We have the commercial route, which we refer to as a vertical route for technology transfer. That one is more sustainable because it involves the private sector. It is a business. I was discussing the first day I came and interacted with my friend. He has a very, very good model for marketing cassava in the country, and he needed to partner with us. And then I was telling him and say, what we still lag behind is the understanding fully that trade and business is more sustainable than the public route. The public route is where the communities expect government and call whatever is generated with the government fund as a public good and it should be just going out. This has a limitation. It is not sustainable in the sense that one, it does not empower the value chain. Because even you who is accepting, who is being given, by the way, if you are being given something, you are not being strengthened. If you are denied something and you make some extra effort to access it, you are being empowered. You are being empowered. So that is the avenue that we will want also to encourage in the community, and we can do that if we are private sector led. If we are led by the business people. The business people don't want to give things just free, and in that case, they empowers everybody, including myself. 8, we need to ensure alignment with the Africa's food systems transformation frameworks and goals. So those were the highlights that arose in the 5 days that we have been here. I want to say something briefly to add on what my colleagues have said. Today, 30th of May, is the International Potato Day. It's a day for potato. And it's a day we value. Why? Because it's a day we remind ourselves, we create awareness about the importance of these commodities, about the importance of potato. In Uganda, we have so many ethnic groups or cultures across the country, over 54 of them. 54 different people in Uganda with different cultures, different staple foods, although some enjoy together. But potato is among the is the 8th important commodity in the country. These diverse people of Uganda with the different food preferences, potato is the 8th important commodity. And it's going to rise further. One, yes, the population is growing, and the population which is growing, we normally refer to them as the dot-com generation. The population that do not want you to begin serving them unnecessary food like the one I was eating, sorghum, millet, and what. They prefer the potato. Today, there is massive urbanization in Africa and in Uganda. We have tourist activities that attract a lot of population to the country. Whereas in Uganda, without matoke in the menu, they say there's no food. These visitors who come for tourism and the young people, they instead also prefer the potato. So this further tells the importance of the potato to come. It is very critical in the Kigezi, the Elegon, one of the farmers say it comes from Elegon, and from my own village in West Nile, in one of the highlands called Zombo, a place that also produces Arabica coffee of the highest flavor, the highest grade. So that importance is so wide, and we need to promote, and today is the day to cause the awareness. And I want to bring the awareness with one of the presentations that was made in this room. It was about regenerative agriculture. Regenerative agriculture. And we made some few comments that day. If we don't practice regenerative agriculture, this young, brilliant generation will not grow up healthy. They will not grow up healthy. We would have killed the environment, we would have killed the soil, they would have more food scarcity that they would be facing. Now, the regenerative agriculture does not mean, because I know there's some activists who misinterpret things. Regenerative agriculture does not mean that people should not use fertilizers. And I was very happy the presenter made it. Regenerative agriculture does not mean that people should not use pesticides. And I'm happy that the presenter made it. But what I was very happy with the presenter, he was talking about integrated pest management. He was talking about cultural ways of managing the soils. What does that mean? You are combining so many options. So when you combine so many options, none becomes a hazard to the soils. None becomes a hazard to the atmosphere. So he was talking about those combinations. Now, potato plays a very good role in regenerative agriculture. Why? The nature of potato is that we mold the soil first before we plant. Actually, both potato and sweet potato. We mold the soil first before we cultivate, before we plant. And in that way, if we do it across the contour, they already prevent soil erosion. When I was young, leave alone the farmers today, some are not doing the best. They would make sure that all organic residue are buried down. They are not collected and burnt or thrown away before they mold the potato heaps. They would mold with all the organic material in it. Eventually, land where potato is grown will remain with a lot of humus, with a lot of the good structure of the soil. And such a soil will feed us from generation to generation. So this is one of the importances of potato that has never been emphasized, but I was very thrilled with the presentation that was talking about regenerative agriculture. So I want to summarize by saying that I really want to thank you so much. I want to thank the President of our country for one thing that I said personally in the opening of the session here. He came to power when our life expectancy as a country was about 54 years. Life expectancy was around 54 years. But we thank God, today we boast of a life expectancy of 68 years, 68.2 years, life expectancy. We have a good number of people now who go to the 80s, 90s, but not the one of the 250 as my colleagues is talking about. If it happens, we glorify God.
Stay around, yes.
Now, but you have a good number now that are in 90s, 80s, with the almost death eliminated through immunization programs. Today, the number of people now who are disabled have reduced drastically. Now, with the good also nutrition now that research has put in through biofortification and enhancing nutrient content, Uganda fairly has one of the healthy populations. And for that, we thank government for that. The government has also put some reasonable resources to support research and development in general. But I always say, as we put the right hand to say thank you, we are putting the left hand side and say Uganda can still join the rest of the continent to prioritize those commodities and take them to the higher level. We thank the leadership of my own leadership of NARO that has enabled our scientists in Uganda, especially in agricultural sciences, to do something. Our partners from FAO, CIP, COPIA, Asareka, and all these other institutions that are not with us here, the universities, the farmers, the extension workers, the cultural institutions, the media. Thank you, the media. Sometimes I annoy them because I always emphasize that they give more attention to popularize things involving tear gas and that kind of thing instead of popularizing our agricultural efforts. Our agricultural efforts impact a lot in the population, and today I see many of them committed. I thank them so much. I thank everybody. I thank the organizers of this workshop, this conference, for God and my country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kasim, for those remarks and for always being, for always sharing new knowledge. I know you're very passionate about agriculture technology promotion. You strive every day to ensure that the research result reach the end user. And we'd like to thank you for all the effort you put into that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going into our next segment of the closing ceremony, and which is to award some partners that we have worked with through the organization of this conference. And I'll request Dr. Kasim to do the honors of handing over these awards to the recipients. First, we have an award going to COPIA. Yes, a round of applause. We shall perform it right there. Yes. That goes to COPIA in appreciation for all the contribution they have made. Thank you. Next, we have an award going to World Food Program. World Food Program, please, a representative, come and pick this recognition. World Food Program, are they here? If they're not yet here, let's go to FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. Are we here? Yes, please come and receive this award. FAO, please come. There we go. A round of applause to FAO. Thank you so much. May I invite the country rep, SIP, to come and receive an award on behalf of the organization. SIP, thank you so much. Yes. We also have one for IFDC, International Fertilizer Development Center. Are we here? Yes, please come. IFDC. IFDC. Okay. Yeah, please move up and get it. The other side? Yeah. There we go. In appreciation, thank you for all your contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have one for World Food Program is now here? Okay. Please, yeah. Yes, a round of applause to World Food Program. Thank you. We now have one for the Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Maif, and our request, okay? Yes. Please come and receive this award on behalf. Commissioner, it's good to have you here. Please come, Commissioner, yeah. Yeah, this side. Commissioner Alex Bambona made a very good presentation during this conference. Let's give him a round of applause as well. On behalf of Minister of Agriculture and Industry and Fisheries. Thank you so much, Commissioner. And now, we also have an award for NARO, National Agricultural Research Organization. And our kindly request, yes, Dr. Titus Alichai to come and receive on behalf of NARO. And you'll be free.
Where is today I'm a Prime Minister? But the photo is so that I'm the deputy. Let the chief person come and...
Oh, yeah, I thought so. But you receive it. Okay. Dr. Kasim has handed the honor to the SIP country rep to do the honors. received by Dr. Alichai. And Dr. Alichai is the Director of Research for the National Crop Resources Research Institute, NACRI, where what we're talking about falls. So he's the man that runs the show that side. We'd like to thank you. And Dr. Alichai, feel free to present this award to the council members that are with us here. So that is it. Thank you so much. A round of applause. May I now request my team to set up our cake. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special cake from JP Bakery Limited, and these specialize in making pastry, confectionery from potato and sweet potato. So they have gifted us for the celebrations a cake that is made from sweet potato. A round of applause to JP Bakery Limited. And may I request the MD, JP Bakery, to come up front for recognition, and your team. Let's put it up on the podium. Okay, good stuff. Yes, Mr. John, please come up front. He's done this for us in recognition, in celebration of the International Day of Potato. Mr. John, please come and tell us about this potato first.
Thank you very much. As JP Management, we want to thank the organizers of this conference, the delegates that have been here. To us as part of the private sector, it's been such a great inspiration that there is a greater future ahead for sweet potato, and we have a role to play. What we have here is a sweet potato cake made out of orange sweet potato, and we are very passionate about seeing that we eat sweet potato in a different way. I grew up growing sweet potato, eating sweet potato, and loving it. But to see it step beyond the kitchen and move into the upscale outlets where we can pick it even when we are not in the garden and enjoy something, I think we commend the great work that has been done. I want to go back to say the very many great things that have been said, but I just want to invite you to have a taste and share with us this cake as we live this day with good memories about this conference. Thank you very much.
A pleasure. Round of applause, Mr. John, and therefore I invite Dr. Kasim and all the guests here to come and do the honors of cutting the cake. Yes, including our children, please. Please come. We'll move down and do the cutting from down. So, since the cake is from sweet potato, we will only start to cut it when I mention sweet potato, okay? When I mention any other crop, you say no. When I say sweet potato, you say yes, and the cutting goes ahead. We start now. Millet? No. Let me hear you. Millet? No. Rice? No. Cassava? No. Sweet potato? Yes. Aha. There we go. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Very good. Thank you so much, our chief guest, for doing the honors. We'll now take our seats and we have a bite of the cake that has been served to us by JP Bakery Limited. Thank you, Mr. John and your team, for such a good job you've done in commemoration of International Day of Potato here in Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, after we have had our share of the cake, I'd like to invite you to a group photo that is going to be taken right here. And then after that, we will have our lunch ready. And after that, it will be departure at leisure. We'd like to thank you so much for making it up to Uganda to be part of this conference and indeed the celebration of the International Day of Potato. Let the cake go around.